Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Star Flames. In this video, we're gonna drag Gap because listen, they lack common sense, and we're gonna talk about it. Like, how the heck do you sign a contract with someone under false pretense and you weren't delivering in this contract everything that you promised? And the person is saying, you know what? You're a fraud because we agreed to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so far you're still stuck at A. And as such, this is a breaching contract. I'm gonna have to cut you guys loose because that is actually what happened between Ye and Gap. It wasn't Gap who cut ties with Ye, as those media outlets reported. It was actually Ye. He had every legal right to cut ties with Gap, and he did exactly so because guess what? Gap had promised in the contract to do this, to do that, to open stores in specific areas. They failed almost every single thing that they had promised. Now, let's talk about this ridiculous lawsuit. I mean, come on, Gap. Aren't you guys tired? I know we're tired of seeing, people with lame ass claims like yours. And it's really disgusting. Let's talk about it. Now, they're saying Kanye West and Gap are still beefing. Ain't no beef here. It's just Gap not wanting to take responsibility for what they're being sued for. And what Gap is doing is trying to pass over this lawsuit to Ye West. In Business 101, this is called culprit of bad behavior, which is Gap. Gap is the culprit of bad behavior here because if you're being sued by a company, what do? You battle out your lawsuit because guess what? You have to focus on what the company is suing you for, and then depending on the outcome, you proceed from there, right? Because chances are, yeah, may have legal terms to win this lawsuit, and they don't even have the backbone to be fighting. But let's talk about it. I hate a company that's telling the public that we lack backbone. Yeah, we lack structure, and yeah, we're culprits of bad behavior. I hate companies that do this. I mean, ever since this entire thing with Adidas, yeah, the Jewish community, it has really made me so aware. I've gained so much knowledge throughout my research that it's just, a bit overwhelming. These companies, hey, baby, let me tell you, they're not half of what they portray themselves to be or pretend to be. Let's talk about it. Now, they're saying that, Gap and Ye is still beefing in wake of their failed partnership, and now things are getting nasty in the form of a $2 million lawsuit. According to new legal docs obtained by TMZ, Gap wants Kanye to foot the bill for any damages it might incur in a lawsuit it is facing. Listen, Gap, $2 million is change, pocket change for Ye, right? Everyone wants to capitalize on that easy money. Remember I tell you guys, that easy money is driving a lot of people crazy. So many people are in their feelings because of that easy money. Some people are saying, oh my God, Bianca should not have a baby for him because that baby is gonna end up so badly. Like, y'all need to get a life because guess what? No matter how you talk ish about Ye is living better than you. Ye's kids is living better than your kids. Like, isn't that a shame? You consistently, try to dig a ditch for this man, and each time you try to dig that ditch, he just comes out on top. Listen, that is what you call victory. And this man has a web of protection around him. I don't know, but this man, he has divine protection. I believe Ye needs to write us a prayer book. He needs to write a prayer book and share with us what prayer he's praying because listen, everyone who came against him, talk ish about him, like every single soul has gotten their karma like none other. Now Gap is coming about, Ye, you need to give us the $2 million for this bill. It's jump change for you at this point, but Gap, it's your responsibility. We're gonna get into it, guys, but guess what? I have to be shady when people are being culprits and nasty. Yeah, we have to be shady. So, Gap is saying that they want Ye to foot the bill for any damages it may incur in a lawsuit it's facing because Gap feels Ye and his company are responsible for putting them in this mess. So what about your how is Ye and his company responsible? You're making it seem as though it was an intimate relationship. There was no legal documents outlining what he wanted. Do you people expect that you're going to just take legal actions against this man upon the request of the people who does not like him and get away with it? Heck no. Can't you all see? You're getting your karma. It's not working. No, they're saying, as for that, miss, Gap is being sued by Art City Center, a company that says it owns a building in downtown LA that was leased to Gap as a storefront for Kanye's Yeezy clothing line. Now, guys, let's take a break there for a second. If you reach out to someone, or let's say an existing company that is in business, say, okay, yay, we want to partner with you, and let's say you're Ye, and you say to this person, I will partner with you under these terms and conditions, and you're like, don't worry about it, I got you covered, and all of that is in the contract. How the heck are you going to come back to Suye to say, oh, we did these renovations for you, when you told this man that, oh, yes, we can do it. Don't worry about it. We got you covered. How is this Ye's responsibility all of a sudden? Messy, messy, messy culprits of bad behavior, people who refuse to take anyway. Gap, you're bankrupt. I understand, but listen, there's quite a few people who still likes the brand, and when you do these things you're just pushing more people away from the brand. I mean, after all, no one is that fussy about Gap anymore. So I understand. Now, Art City Center says that the building underwent a ton of unapproved altercations when Gap was arcing the Yeezy collab. Did you hear that word? It says unapproved. That has nothing to do with Ye. Because remember, it's just like that Netflix lawsuit. That lady claimed that Cody, filmed her without her consent. She wasn't in the present state. So it's the same thing that's going on here. Gap acquired the building, leased the building, and they did tons of renovation without the necessary approved documents. It has absolutely nothing to do with Ye. But being culprits of bad behavior, like what they are, you know what? This case will be kicked out of court. They're going to accept the case because the legal system, they're the next set of criminals. They want that court fee. And after that, absolutely nothing will become of this case. Gap has to pay Art City Center because Gap is the one that went ahead and did the unapproved altercation. That wasn't done under Yeezy. It was done under Gap. Gap, you're wrong. Stop, making this excuse. Every time people tends to want to have this man name in the media for clout and attention. And it's never going to work because, as a matter of fact, Gap, you're going to lose even more just doing this mess. It is disgusting. It is messy, messy. It's as though, remember yet when Ye told us that Ari Emanuel is going to get people to consistently come after him with lawsuits? At this point, we know how to spot a good lawsuit, a perpetrated lawsuit, and one that does definitely have legal grounds. This one is perpetrated, doesn't make any sense, should not go anywhere, but the legal system is going to allow them to file the case. Then this will be kicked out of the courtrooms because it's not making any sense. Now, Art City Center is suing Gap over the cost to restore the premises. So Gap is essentially trying to pass that buck to Kanye. Even TMZ knows that it's not a good suit because the mere fact that TMZ says they're trying to pass that buck to Kanye, it is telling you that even they know that it's just a messed up lawsuit. That's not going to get anywhere. Now they're saying that in the suit, Gap says its contract to Kanye called for Gap to not be held liable for any claims like this that might be brought against them. That is not true. No one can sign a contract like that. Such contract does not exist because guess what? I remember specifically going through portions of that contract that I was able to see. Gap had initially agreed to set up stores to what Ye is asking. That is what they had agreed on. So when they say that, the contract with Kanye called for Gap to not be held liable for any claims like this that might be brought against them. That is a damn lie. Because if you think about it, right? Remember, it's a Yeezy Gap collaboration. Ye told us that Gap was already failing the contract, and that is why the contract eventually became null and void because Gap was already not delivering as they were promised. So when they say that, the contract says that anything like this will be incurred by Yeezy, just think about it for a second, guys. Remember that Gap was the one who was in charge of the online stores, the physical stores. They would pay all the rent, sell the Yeezys, he gets his money, right? But a part of the term is for Gap to open stores with a particular design, right? Yes, Yeezy was responsible for the design under the contract. But what Gap went ahead and did was to get unauthorized construction of that building. Yeezy didn't say they will pay you for unauthorized work. They signed to pay for any legal fee, any legal constructions, because you cannot sign a document saying that, you know what, if you do a construction that hasn't been authorized by the city, that you do not get the necessary paperwork for, no contract contains that. No contract entails that information. So that right there, if you really, really think about it from a logical perspective, ask anyone that deals with businesses and contracts. It's not making any sense, right? Yeezy had agreed to, incur the expenses for setting up the storefronts, the design of the storefront. Gap did not do that. They went ahead and they did unauthorized structuring of the premises. If it is unauthorized, how is it that you're going to pass on that expense to Yeezy, right? Definitely not making sense. Definitely not adding up. No, Art City Center is currently suing Gap to get that $2 million. And I'm praying that, yes, Art City Center is suing Gap to get that $2 million. And I'm praying that Ye doesn't try to be this nice guy and say, okay, I'm going to take care of this fee. He needs to stop doing those things. No, Gap is not going after Ye for only $2 million. They're also seeking a little extra for their attorney fees, of course. And this tells you that, this is all greed. This is all greed. All of a sudden, they have been following us, hearing about the figures, the money that Ye has coming in, and all of a sudden, everyone wants money because it was the plan by the powers that be to make this man go broke. They cannot do that. So as Ye told us, they're going to send people after him with different suits consistently. Listen, I have never seen a man being faced with back-to-back lawsuits. Never in history. Never in all my life. And do you guys notice how those lawsuits tend to disappear? Nothing happens to them. It's because they are just false claim. They hold no merit. And if you even look into this report, it is telling you that Ye pulled the plug on his partnership with Gap back in September, claiming the company double-crossed him with empty promises. They didn't deliver as promised. So why are you going to sue someone to take accountability because you went ahead, demolished a building without permit, and then the building is saying, the owner of the building is saying, we need you to cover because we need you to cover this damage. That has nothing to do with you didn't complete the project. You didn't deliver what he asked you to do. If you had delivered what he had asked you to do in the contract, what you had agreed upon in the contract, and he didn't pay you, then at that point you had legal grounds to sue. In this case, this lawsuit will not go anywhere. It's just another fallacious attack against you because everyone wants to be a part of that easy money, but it's not going to happen because this doesn't hold any merit. There's no merit to it because even if Yeezy said, for every designs you complete in a store, we will compensate you. Where's the completion of the design? If they say for every demolition work that you do, we will compensate you, and you did demolition that you did not receive the proper authorization for, how is Yeezy going to compensate you? It seems as though you were doing business under the table. Yeezy signed a fair and legal contract, and you have been doing illegal activities. And you're saying to this man, I'm getting sued now, so I would like you to pay me for this illegal activity that I've done. Ain't no judge is going to hold up that case. This is Gap responsibility. But I mean, good try, Gap, for getting that $2 million. And that's all I have to share in this video with you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are and see you all next time. Bye, guys.